consumer surplus is defined as the excess of the price which consumer would be willing to pay rather than go without it. Over that which he actually does pay. Okay, and this definition was given by Marshall. Now, the example is, so for example, you go and buy a product, for example, X, at the price Px equals to 100, right? While you were willing to pay rupees 300 for it. Okay, right. So you were willing to pay this much, but you were asked to pay only this much. So the surpluses, or the consumer surpluses, rupees 300 minus rupees 100 equals to rupees 200. That is what your consumer surplus is. Now, you can also express this concept of consumer surplus in terms of utility. It says what? So, in this case, the amount which he is willing to pay is termed as the utility to the consumer, and the amount which he is asked to pay is the utility loss to the consumer. Right? So, and the difference between the two is the consumer surplus, right? One more thing is that you can also show this on a diagram. So, for example, demand curve is this much, right? And you're being asked to pay a price of, let's say, this much. So, let's name these O, A, C, D, E, right? So he is willing to pay. Okay, let's put it this way. This demand curve is actually showing the total utility which he is deriving from the successive units. So from first unit he's deriving this much, from second unit he's deriving this much, from third unit he's deriving this much. So that is falling, and so the area under the demand curve is the total utility which he is deriving, right? Now say the price which is being asked from him is OC, right? And at that price he buys OE. Clear? So the total utility from buying OE units is given by O, A, D and E. Total utility from buying OE units is given by O, A, D, E, right? And the amount which he has to pay, right, minus the loss of utility is the amount which he has to pay. That is given by OCDE, right? So consumer surplus is the difference between OADE minus OCDE, which is the area of triangle ACD. Well, you can also